Hi, my name is Dr. Paul, and I wanted to talk to you about the atom today and the power of the homeopathic drop. It's opposite of what we think of with supplements or drugs. If you take more of a supplement or more of a drug, it has more of an effect. Supplements are just hopefully natural things, and the better the quality, the better the absorption, and the better the results. But if you take too much of any good thing, it can actually cause side effects. Well, that's true with all drugs, because all drugs are an extract of something, and they are so powerful that one little thing can cause a huge side effect on your body and even death. So you rarely die from supplements. You commonly can have major side effects from drugs, but homeopathic drops are the opposite. I do a thing called causative homeopathy, which through muscle testing I diagnose what's the problem with the body, what's the problem with the organ, what toxin are they exposed to. And when I find out those organs and those toxins, I give those remedies particularly for that organ. The more specific I am, the more effective I am. So if I give, for example, well, let me back up and talk about what the atom is about and why this is so effective. The atom is basically made up of 99% space. That 1% is what you can see and feel. My skin, my hair, my nails, what you can smell, what you can see. That's the protons and the neutrons of the atom. Well, what's the rest of the space? If you imagine an atom as a football field, well, those two dots on the space on the football field are part of the atom called the protons and neutrons, the things that I can see. Now, those two dots are basically like golf balls in the football field. The rest of the football field of the atom is just space for electronic bouncing of the electrons. So the space, 99% space of the atom, is what we're affecting when it comes to homeopathics. Homeopathics is basically energized water in our situation here when I give you a homeopathic drop. And it's very powerful. I'll give you an example of a lady that took one drop and her lymph nodes started swelling because I gave her lymph and kidney. Lymph and kidney do drainage. Drainage of what? Toxins. In this particular situation, she had a bunch of radiation that she was exposed to from mammograms from the time that she was a teenager. And when she started taking that lymphatic drainage, and I gave her an x-ray remedy as well, and I gave her the kidney, she started detoxifying and her lymph nodes started swelling because of the power of that one drop. I've had situations from other doctors where they would put just the homeopathic on near the subject, and the patient would start jumping. In this particular situation, it was the electrical energy of a parasite, and the person has been exposed to a lot of parasites from being on missionary trips, and he just put that drop next to her, and she started spasming. And first her legs started going like this, and he tried to pull up the foot, and it could not pull up. And then after a while, her legs started shaking, and then after a while, her legs started jumping up and down like that. And as soon as he took off that vial of energized water representing parasite, has a frequency parasite, she stopped. Her dad was right there. He witnessed the whole thing. That's the power of a drop, just putting it in her field, and she was so sensitive to that. Well, when I give a homeopathic remedy, through muscle testing I find out what are the symptoms. I take a thorough history. Then from those symptoms I think, okay, what possible suspects do we have here? It's like playing a private investigator. And so once I figure out what those suspects are, I target in by giving homeopathic remedies for body parts to help those body parts heal on their own through giving an energized water of that particular body part. And then I figure out what toxins are being affected on that body part. And then I give potentially some or all of those toxins on those that are affecting that particular organ. And the last thing is I give drainage remedies. Very common, like I mentioned, was Li mucosa, which is an organ for the large intestine, which does a lot of detoxification. Oftentimes I give kidney, which is a detox organ that goes out through your urine when you detox. That's why water is so critical to the healing process, and when you flush things out through urinating. And the last thing that I give is lymph, because oftentimes when you're sick or any kind of toxins are in your lymphatic system, that's one way that the body exits out toxins, is through the lymphatic system. And so that's kind of like the big picture of how what is an atom, what are homeopathic remedies. The last thing that I want to talk about is why less is better. When you think about an atom, Okay, what makes an atom bomb? Is it by adding atoms? Well, if you do research, actually, when you split the atom in half, it causes the power of the atom. They make an atom bomb by splitting an atom. So when in the area of energy, so the atom against that football field, the two dots are the protons and neutrons. That's the things that you see. The rest of the space of the football field is space or energy for that electron to bounce around its orbitals. The power of the atom, the human body, is the space. It's the frequency, the electronic space, the vibration of that atom. Okay, you can call it whatever you want, but it's basically invisible electrical energy. Can you see the Wi-Fi going through the air? No. Can you see the electricity going through the walls? No. Is it powerful? Yes. Can you see the fluorescent rays of light energy coming from a fluorescent light? Is it harmful? It can be, because it has the mercury frequency of a fluorescent light. It contains some mercury. That's why when you break a CFL bulb, those curly bulbs or the long fluorescent lights, you release mercury, and you have to do certain procedures, like sometimes you have to even call a hazmat team. But there's certain procedures for when you break a fluorescent bulb because of the mercury. Well, the mercury frequency of that bulb affects your body. Some people are sensitive to mercury in the mercury frequency in a fluorescent bulb. Some people are sensitive to magnetic energy in the air. I know one girl that's sensitive to 4G in the air versus the 3G, so she uses only 3G phones. So, are those electronic frequencies powerful? Yes. When the body is 99% frequency, would it make sense to support that frequency? So, why is less better? Well, because in the area of energy, the more it has more energy, the less of it there is. And the more focused I am and laser-like targeting when it comes to muscle testing and whatever is wrong with the body and what toxins are affecting it, and I give those specific homeopathic remedies, it's even that much more effective. So I'm Dr. Paul. If you have any other questions, please feel free to contact me at 714-528-2219. My website is drquick.com. Feel free to contact me there as well, or to gaze upon my site, and I will look forward to seeing you on my next video.